Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie if you're new, and if you are new, I am so excited that you're here. Thank you for clicking on this video. On my channel, I love sharing cleaning, inspiration, motivation, and recipes, as well as some motherhood things. And so today we are going to be decluttering my kids' toys. This is perfect timing. I actually did this before Christmas, and I'm glad I did that. But it's perfect timing for me to actually revisit now that we have a whole bunch of new toys that we got for Christmas. So I hope that this is perfect timing for you as well, and that you'll do this along with me. So, and you also want to stay till the end of the video because I'm going to share one of my recent obsession recipes that I have been making non-stop for lunches, and it's an instant pot tortilla soup. It's really easy to make, but it's really delicious. So stay tuned for that recipe at the end of this video. This was such a great decision for me to declutter my kids' toys and also set up a toy rotation. And so I have so much to share with you about the process of how I did this, but also how my kids responded to it and how they are doing with the new setup. So I cannot wait to get into this. The first thing that I am doing is taking everything out of these bins. We just moved into this house and we took all our toys with us, probably more than we should have. As you can see, we just have so many. And my kids don't play in here, which is heartbreaking because this is a great room for them to come in here and play, but they just aren't interested. So I dumped everything out onto the floor so I could see exactly what I'm working with. I always love to do that when I'm doing any kind of decluttering or organization project. And then what I started doing was just like sorting it, but sorting it kind of randomly. And it really didn't have a method to it. So I did some research and I switched gears. I found a couple of toy rotation like cheat sheets, and from there I decided what I wanted to do for my kids based off of what toys they had and what I know my kids like to play with. And that was a game changer for me. I was able to kind of organize my thoughts and then organize my toys. So I'm going to write out my categories that I used, but I'll also tell you here quickly. I did a category of puzzles, nesting toys, and stackers. I did like vehicles or cars. I did small figurines because Emmy has some of those. I did a whole section of pretend play. I did building toys, or I don't know, like magnetiles and things like that, Legos. I did something with music or sensory toys, which I actually didn't even think of having a category for that. And then I also had one with balls because my kids, you know, they like sports and things like that. So those are the categories that I used. I put little pieces of paper on each of the boxes to help me know which box was what. And then from there, I started organizing my toys. I also had a category that it wasn't a category, but it was just a section where I put giveaway, donate, trash. And then later you'll see that I went through that and then separated it from trash and donate. I wanted to do a toy rotation in addition to decluttering. And also, there's just some things that I'm not ready to get rid of or we can't get rid of because it's, Andrew's toys, things like that. But I really wanted to set up a toy rotation. And fortunately for us, we have tons and tons of storage and attic space in this house, so I can do this. But what I did was I set things into bins based off of their category, and I intend to do a toy rotation. So I had 4 different stackers that I put in a bin, and when I go to rotate the toys next week, I can just grab one of these stackers from this bin and put the old stacker back in this bin. I did the same thing with like Emmy's baby dolls. She has different types of baby dolls, and so the next week I can switch out one baby doll for the next. I did a doctor set for this week's dress up category or pretend play category, and it also had a little like toy animal in a crate. And next time I can switch it out for superhero capes, and then the next time I can do the Bugman Explorer vest and they can go catch bugs. Like I said, we have tons of storage space, so fortunately I'm able to keep toys and not have to be completely ruthless with decluttering. But I love that I was able to get it out of our main living area so that I'm not looking at it. The kids can't pull it out, throw it all over the floor, mix things up. I can put it up in the attic, and then only I can access the attic. My kids can't do that. So then I am in control of doing the toy rotation, and it's such a game changer. If you don't have a ton of storage at your house and your kids' grandparents are local, maybe you could ask those grandparents to keep the toys that they gave your kids for Christmas at their house, and then your kids would think that the toys are extra special because they don't get to play with them all the time, only when they go to grandma's house. So that's just an idea. Here I am putting one toy in each cube. I didn't think I was gonna keep this cube storage, but it actually is perfect for doing a toy rotation. So I put one toy per category in each cube, and the beauty of this is my kids know exactly how to put their toys away. They can see everything in each cubby, and it's okay if they don't put them in the exact cubby they're supposed to go in. They just know one toy goes in each cubby, and they've been so good at cleaning up their own toys. Here are those different categories that I organized all the toys into in each bin. We have a ball category. A couple of these bins are actually just sentimental toys that are Andrew's toys from when he grew up, so we're not gonna get rid of those. There's a whole bin that's just baby toys, and we're not sure if we're gonna have another baby or not, so I just am gonna keep it until we know for sure. And then, yeah, you can just see there's a dress up bin, car bin, there's a bunch of different bins. But I do want to say my kids have played so good since doing this decluttering and the toy rotation. They weren't playing with toys before, but now they are pretend playing. They are playing with each other. They're just playing in general. And that was the whole goal. And I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but you guys, it worked. And I don't have toys all over my floor, all over my house constantly. It's not a huge mess that's stressing me out and stressing my kids out, and my kids can clean up their toys on their own. So now I'm addressing that pile that I had mentioned that is just stuff that's gonna go. It's stuff that's gonna be given away, donated, or it's trash. So now I am sorting through all of that and pulling out the stuff that's gonna be donated and stuff that's trash. We've had this play kitchen since Emmy turned 2 years old, which is crazy. But this is one of those things that the kids just weren't playing with. It was taking up space in my sitting room, and they never touched it. So I was gonna give it one last chance and see if the kids started playing with it after I decluttered. And sure enough, with less toys available to them, they started playing with the toy kitchen again. So I'm gonna leave it down here. Maybe if they stop playing with it, I'll put it up in the attic and let them miss it a little bit, and then I'll bring it back down. I did put some toys up at the top of Oakley's closet. He has Legos up here and Hot Wheels, and he has to ask me to get those down because they're really, really messy, and so I want to be kind of in charge of that. But he also has magnet tiles in his room that he can play with at any time, and he also has books and then a bucket of Army Men. The books, my rule is if they have more books in one cubby than will fit, then I have to get rid of some. And Emmy, in her room, she has only Barbie dolls and a Barbie house, and that is it. All right, now let's go ahead and make my Instant Pot tortilla soup. So I love the restaurant Chewy's tortilla soup. It's so good. And this one kind of reminds me of that. So the first thing that I'm doing is washing some carrots, some celery, and then I'm going to chop those up along with an onion. Then I set the Instant Pot to the saute mode and added in some avocado oil. Once that was hot, then I added in my chopped onions, and I'm gonna just cook those down for a few minutes. While that was cooking, I chopped up some garlic. I like getting my garlic in a big bag of peeled garlic from Sam's Club or Costco, and I just keep it in my freezer and pull out cloves whenever I need them and chop them frozen. Then once the onions have turned brown a little bit, I add in my carrots and my celery and cook those for a little while. I will also add the recipe in the description box below so you guys can see exact measurements. Then I opened up all of the cans. We have diced tomatoes, pour everything in, including the juice. Then add in a can of green chilies. Pour in the whole carton of chicken broth. You could also do homemade bone broth. That would be so good and nutritious. And then squeeze in some lime. I drained a can of black beans, so I'm adding that in. And then we'll add our spices. We have chili powder, cumin, oregano, and some salt. Give everything a stir, and then we're gonna add in some water. You also could substitute the black beans from canned to dry beans, but there is a little bit of a difference in how you do that, so just make sure you check the notes in that recipe. And then add in some chicken breasts. You could also do chicken thighs. Again, check the notes in that recipe. Put the lid on your Instant Pot, make sure the pressure valve is sealed, and then you're gonna cook it for 14 minutes. Once that time is up, go ahead and release the pressure valve and let it completely empty out. Take the lid off your Instant Pot, and you are going to remove the chicken to a plate so you can shred it. I have also seen where you can shred chicken using a hand mixer, like an electric hand mixer. To me, this is just as easy, but that's an option if you've never done that before. And then add your chicken back into your soup. Add a can of corn and then give it all a stir one last time, and your soup is done. Now I am all about the toppings for my soup. I love just as much topping as there is soup. So for me, I like to add a lot of sour cream, a lot of avocado. Avocado makes it. And then I also do cilantro and a squeeze of lime. If you wanted to make this a little spicier, you could add some hot sauce as well. That is it for today's video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that this video was just filled with inspiration for you. I am telling you, decluttering your toys and doing a toy rotation is a game changer. We've heard it for years, but I'd never tried it, and I am now sold. So check the description box for my little list of decluttering categories, and also the recipe from today's video is in there as well. I hope y'all had a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a good New Year's Eve, and let's be excited about the new year coming up. We're gonna be doing lots more cleaning and organizing and decluttering, and so I'm looking forward to this new fresh start, and I hope you are too. All right, I love y'all so much. Make sure you're subscribed. You can follow me on Instagram at Allie_Gooch, and I love y'all so much, and I will see you in the next one.